Hey guys, it's Miss Leanne Decker, and this is your Module 2 walkthrough video. I recommend that you grab a piece of paper, something to scribble down some notes, and possibly open up an additional tab where you can get some work done. Remember to pause the video anytime you need, and let me know if there's anything I can help you with after you're done watching. Well, let's go ahead and dig right in. Alright, I'm going to click on Lessons and go to Module 2. Alright, so here I am in Module 2, the Colonial Edition. I've learned about Puritans in Module 1, so let's see what happens when the colonists decide to start that pesky revolution. Alright, as always, I'm going to go to my checklist so that I can see what needs to be done. You can see here's a list of the assignments for Module 2. Remember, if you are not an honors student, you do not need to do these. And if you are an honors student, make sure that you are currently reading The Crucible. Remember that all students, every student, whether you're honors or not, is exempt from 2.07, so you can skip over that one. And just to let you know, 205B is a presentation that you'll give to your parents, and we will get to that shortly, so just make sure your parents know they have homework too. Okay, so 2.01 is a timeline. We've done this before in Module 1. Remember that the best way to get a high score on these timeline assignments is to take some notes and then use them while you take the quiz. So if you click on Investigate after you've read through everything and taken your notes, remember they've got the little matching game here that you can play. And then, as the directions tell you in Report, you will click on Assessments. You will open up 201 and you will take that quiz, and then you will move right along. 202. Okay, now this assignment is a little tricky. It is one of my favorite assignments, and it does have two parts. It has 202A and 202B. So 202A is very important because it's a discussion assignment, and you will have other discussion assignments throughout the different modules, so make sure you try to master it in Module 2. Here is some information that you will need to know about Thomas Jefferson. He is the author of the Declaration of Independence, which is the literature that this lesson focuses on. Alright, so let's see what we need to do. Okay, so this lesson is actually pretty cool. It breaks down the Declaration of Independence for you. It tells you all about the preamble, which is actually something you've probably heard before. The certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not to be confused with that Will Smith movie. Okay, and if you go down further, there are different, it tells you about the different articles of the Constitution. It talks about the different amendments. And then it basically goes over your assignment. So basically what it wants you to do is kind of think about the Declaration and then think about the different amendments. So your job is going to be to answer these two questions, and then you're going to look at the amendments and answer the third one. So really you have 3 questions to answer. Now it tells you to talk about it with your family. That's a great thing to do, but your assignment is actually to post in discussion groups. So I'm going to show you how to do that by opening up a different tab. See, it says go to the discussion area and post and respond to at least one of their students posting. Okay, so here I am in discussion groups. I'm going to open up the assignment that I want, which is 202A. Okay, so I'm going to find which one the teacher did, and I'm going to open that up. And it tells me here are the 2 questions that I need to answer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to form a subthread. So I would click on that. And then down here I would type my reply. And I want to aim for at least 4 to 5 sentences. I want to use examples. I don't just want to say something like, Oh, to pledge my life, fortune, and honor means that I would give my life, my money, and my pride. Okay, let's be a little more specific. Let's use an example. For example, when it comes to giving your fortune, does that mean all your worldly possessions? Does it mean your money? Does it, fortune can mean things to different people, so keep those things in mind. So once you do that, then you're going to click submit. You want to make sure before you submit that you copy down your original answer, and you can see here's some different answers that students have posted. Let's see. I really like what Brianna has done here. She's got some great sentences here. She gives some examples. So maybe I want to reply to Brianna. And in order to do that, oops, there's just some more information. I can just either form a subthread, or if I want to go back, I just click the go button. I can open up one of these discussions and I can form a subthread again. So just make sure when you go to submit this assignment that all you do is you click on assessments. You want to open up 202A, and what you're going to do is include your 3 to 4 sentence, or I'm sorry, your 4 to 5 sentence. I need to change that. Sentence response using examples, and then post your reply, what you said in those 4 to 5 sentences, and then you just need to give me the name of the student you replied to. Click submit for grading, and you're done. Okay, so remember that for 202A, it's just the discussion questions. So you're going to find the teacher's reply, post your 4 to 5 sentence remark, reply to a student, and then turn in your 4 to 5 sentences and the name of the other student, and that's it. Now the second part of this asks that you write your own Declaration of Independence. The easiest way to do this is to, again, go to discussion groups. So I'm going to open that up in a background tab. What you're going to do this time is scroll down to module by module help. I'm going to open up module 2 help, and I'm going to, okay, here's 202B. Here's much easier directions. It tells you exactly what to do. You're going to declare your independence from something in your life. It could be school, it could be a bad habit, a person, or a group. Some people like to make it funny, declare themselves free from, Justin Bieber, whatever you want to do. Then you're going to include 3 parts. You're going to include your preamble, which is your introduction. You're going to include your list of grievances, where you write down all the things you want to complain about, and then you're going to give your conclusion. So this is actually not as tricky as it seems. Use the original declaration for inspiration, and then come look in discussion groups for the student sample. Alright, back to module 2, and now I am on assignment 203, which asks me to read Franklin's autobiography. After I go through that, I am also going to need to know some of Franklin's aphorisms, which also is going to help me in assignment 204. After I read through everything and take notes, I'm going to go take the Ben Franklin quiz. Alright, now 204 can be a bit of a tricky assignment. This is about Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine was kind of famous for writing like protest literature. He published a pamphlet called Common Sense, and it actually, became a bestseller. So a lot of people really read and agreed with what he had to say. So what you are going to do is read about Common Sense. There was a part in that was called The Crisis. So you're going to open that up. And again, we see here, similar to other assignments, that even though this looks really tricky, there is help for you if you click on these, and it kind of tells you what's going on, and it asks you questions to help with your comprehension. So make sure you take advantage of that. While you are working on that, I would also recommend that you have open the questions, because you're going to turn the questions in. Now, just so you know, 1, 2, 3, and 4, it asks you according to the paragraph according to this, what does it say? I really don't want you just to highlight this and say, who will shrink from the service of his country? And then all you do is write the Summer Soldier and the Sunshine Patriot. Tell me what you think Payne meant with his words. Please just don't copy and paste the actual words themselves. And again, this can be a bit of a tricky assignment. So if you go to discussion groups, there is some help available. All right, let's move on to 205. Your 205 is all about Oluwada Equiano. He was a former African-born slave, and he wrote the interesting narrative of the life of Oluwada Equiano that kind of talks about his journey on slave ships. So what you're going to do is read more about him, and you are going to read the middle passage to learn more about his experience on that slave ship. So here is the excerpt that you need to read. Now, if you go to discussion groups, there is a video to help you with this along with a copy of the excerpt. So you may want to watch this video. It helps you as well. And then there are 5 questions that you need to answer. And there are hints here in discussion groups that help you with that. So for this one, I really recommend that you come to discussion groups to get that done. Okay, so part A are the 5 questions. Part B is when you're going to give a presentation to your parent. So make sure that you read the directions, what it tells you to do, create that presentation, give it to your parent, and then you are going to have them grade based on this rubric that pops up. So you need to print this rubric, have your parent sign it, take a picture with their signature, and send me the rubric. Remember that it's up to 25 points in each category, so make sure they give you a grade from 0 to 100. Again, have them sign it, take a picture, and turn that in as your assignment. All right, let's check out 206. 206 is all about Native Americans. I really recommend that you also go to discussion groups to get this done. This is a 2-part assignment. Part 1 asks you to make a Venn diagram, and for part 2, you have a bunch of different options. Just make sure you take your time and work through this. And again, if you go to discussion groups, it basically tells you what to do, and it's got some fill-in-the-blank things you can use. If making a Venn diagram is difficult for you, just use this little chart right here. And here is an example of one of the other options for part 2. But again, you have many options, including making a poster and writing a story. So if you feel more creative, then make sure you take a look at this lesson. Now don't forget, we can skip over 207. No one has to do this. I recommend you come in through here and read through this because it may pop up on your final exam, but you do not have to submit the work. 208 is a vocabulary quiz, so go ahead and open this glossary. Something else you can do is you can go to discussion groups, and if you click on exam review and exam secrets, this is going to help you with 209. There is a little review for what you're going to find on 209, and then additionally for 208 vocabulary, you can take this link. I'm going to pop it in an open tab, and it's going to give me flashcards for the vocab quiz. So when you get to 208 and 209, come to discussion groups. For 208, use these flashcards before you take the quiz, and for 209A, review this information. 209B is a DBA, so you can make an appointment on the announcements page and be ready to have that done. Part of it does include reading out loud, so you're going to want to make sure that you go to 209 and review that information here. It tells you what you're going to read out loud if you come to 209B in the actual lesson. Okay, so that's it. You just learned how to do Module 2 in 15 minutes. Make sure you call me 904-446-8712 should you have any questions whatsoever. And I look forward to seeing you in the video for Module 3.